All right. Well, welcome, guys. This is the PeakBot team. We are here to talk a little bit more about our story, how we got started. It's an exciting story. It's a long one. We'll try to keep it brief, and we're going to be fun. We're going to be ourselves. The PeakBot team, for those of you who are not familiar, we have built an automated trading platform for the everyday retail trader. We've made it easy to use. We've made it transparent. We track results, and we're going to dive into why we built this, how we built this, what mistakes we made along the way, okay, what fun we had along the way, and where we're headed next. So we're going to talk about all of that here today, and feel free to shut me up. You guys know, and anybody who's already watching this who's familiar with the PeakBot audience knows I talk too much.
Sometimes Dillon needs to shut up.
So we'll keep that light, but just a couple of things here when we get started. It's important to know that we built this out of solving our own problem. We are not industry guys, okay? And that works against us sometimes, but I think now there's there's been a shift. Retail traders want to work with retail traders, and that's who we are. We're everyday retail traders, and we wanted to build this from the bottom up to solve our own problem, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. I'd love to take all the credit for PeakBot, but I can't. My co-founder, Ben, across the table from me here, I'm going to hand it to you. We can dive a little bit more into your story. You are the true origin of PeakBot. I will have to give you that credit.
Thank you.
And it came out of solving your own problem. So Ben, tell us a little bit more about you, your background, and how you kind of got into PeakBot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take the long scenic route right now.
Let's have fun.
So this goes way back to, I'll call it high school, where my entrepreneurial bug really caught on, and I was an affiliate marketer.
Fun word.
Yeah, affiliate marketer. I was selling courses on how to make iPhone apps. I don't even know if you knew that.
I don't think I did. That's a fun fact.
I was selling I made websites. I was selling courses on that, as well as some other software. So in high school, I was building websites, doing my own SEO, making some money, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool. I can work for myself, and make money, do what I want to do." While all of my friends are working at like hot dog stands.
Are you calling me out, dude? I was working at Sabretti's at the time. Great spot.
You were. So, anyways, that really started my entrepreneurial engine. Now move into the day I turned 18. Also, the same day I opened my first trading account.
Nice.
I think it was a Merrill Edge account. That was my first trading account. And immediately, beginner's luck, right? Like the moment you start trading, you're going to get hooked. You're going to find a way to get hooked, unless you just have terrible luck. So I was hooked. I won a bunch of trades, and I was like, man, this is for me. Like,
was it penny stocks?
Like, yeah, oh yeah.
I remember this.
Pennies. To the extent that you could on Merrill Edge at that time, because you couldn't go for like the over-the-counter stuff. Yeah. It was like $5 stocks. Anyways, so that's where my love of trading was birthed. So now I've got this love of entrepreneurship and this love of trading. And those two didn't meet until PeakBot. So let's fast forward a little bit. In college now, running multiple businesses, sold a couple of businesses while in college.
You were busy.
I was busy. Moved that money into real estate because I was starting what we call my big boy job. So I'm an accountant by education. I got my CPA license. Got my CPA license, started my career at one of the big four, PricewaterhouseCoopers to be specific. Spent 7 years with them. I did like 4 busy seasons, and I said, I don't want to do busy season anymore. Moved over to the consulting side, where I worked on a lot of different product strategies, where we would work within the firm to commercialize the digital products we were using internally. So that was right up my alley, right? Like taking software and then putting a business plan behind it, putting a team behind it, and then launching it out into the marketplace. Now, while I was working early on in my career, I wasn't able to trade the strategies that I had traded throughout college and even early in my career, because I didn't have the time.
No time.
As an auditor, or really as any 9-to-5 worker, you're not able to watch the screen, watch the charts as much as a professional trader would need to actually make money. So I started to really lose money.
Tough.
lost a good amount of money. And I said, there's got to be a better way. So the idea of building my own trading bot was always in the back of my head.
Yep.
And it wasn't until COVID hit in 2020 where I was like, well, there's nothing else to do, so I might as well learn how to build a trading bot. And that's when it happened. And that's when I built my first trading bot. Dillon, I showed you. You were like, this is awesome. We
Yep.
got to bring this to other people. One thing led to another, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But that's the scenic route of how this all started.
That's excellent. And I think it's important to recognize that the real issue Ben ran into is the issue we all run into. All of the traders we talk to every day who are automating with us, it's the execution gap. Let's make that very clear. Yeah. The problem for retail traders is the market's not built for them. What's our saying?
If the market was open from 9:30 to what was it? No.
So it was if the market's open from 9 to 5.
If the market was built from everybody, it wouldn't be open from 9:30 to 4.
There it is. If the market was built for retail traders, it wouldn't be open from 9 to 5 is what we were trying to say. Yes. So Ben recognized that if time and discipline were the edge, well, then can it be programmed? And your nerdy ass said, oh, yeah, we're going to figure that out.
1,000% a nerd, and I'm proud of it.
So before we move into some of our other backgrounds here and then get into the really, the weeds of it all, talk to me and speak freely on this. And you weren't really prepped with this, but tell us why you're doing this. What's your why? Why are we here talking about this today? Why have we been working on this for the last 7 years now, me and you almost? So why are you here, man? What did you want to fix in this space, and what keeps you going?
Man, I'm here for Thomas.
That's a good answer.
I mean, it all started out as solving a need for myself, right? Like that's why I started. That's why I was there. Why did we keep going? We kept going because I saw the opportunity and I saw the huge need that retail traders have in this space, right? Like Wall Street has all of the technology. They have had all of the technology for decades now. Right. And it just doesn't seem fair. It's not a level playing field for the retail trader to be competing against that level of technology and expertise when they can only half pay attention at best. Right. Where, I hear stories of people taking bathroom breaks to go trade while they're on the toilet. Like you can't compete with a Wall Street analyst that's doing this full time. So for me, it was, hey, let's give the everyday person a real shot at this because I had that shot before, I went full time working and I really enjoyed it and made some money. And everybody always tells you to invest, right? From the moment you start your first job, hey, set some money aside for investments. You're gonna be happy with yourself later on in life.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know what you're doing, you could wind up actually losing your money.
Very easily. Most do.
Yeah.
Most retail traders lose. And we'll get more into the stats, but it's no secret 90% of retail traders fail. And we're talking not even getting past go. Starting, losing. I keep hitting the mic. You can tell I'm a first timer here. By the way, Thomas, how's it being center frame? Are you feeling?
You feel.
I would hate to be there.
Yeah. It's like I feel like everybody's looking at me, but I don't know. It's like you're right in the middle. Yeah,
you don't know what to do with your hands.
Yeah. It's like right here.
I find myself being pretty fidgety.
Yeah.
Thomas, since we're talking to you here, why don't we talk a little bit about your story, how you got involved, and then I can tell my side quickly. But Thomas joined us back in April of 2023. May of 2023.
May 22nd, because you guys were going on your. Remember, you guys were going to Switzerland or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
We were going to Switzerland.
We were both
Italy?
leaving the country.
Yeah, you guys were both leaving the country
and you started
at the same time. And you asked me, you're like, can you start a week early?
Yeah.
Like, you got to learn all of this because we're going away and it's just going to be like you. And I was like, all right.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. Like, yeah, I can start a week early. That's all right.
We threw you into the fire. We had a couple other people who were like stepping up, trying to get things done while we were away, and you crushed it. So let's talk about this. You came in, and I'm going to let you tell your story, but just so people know, you came in as an unpaid intern.
Yeah.
I say unpaid because it's 2026. There's no such thing as an unpaid intern anymore.
It's an important detail.
It
is important.
It was fully unpaid.
And you came in.
Commission. A little bit of commission. A little bit of commission.
We turned you into a sales guy pretty quick. Tell us your story. How'd you find this role? What do you do? Why is this important to you?
Yeah, so similar to Ben, I had the struggle of, first I was working at Jersey Mike's and I took a financial literacy class my freshman year of high school, and I like learned all about compound interest. My dad was very much involved in the stock market. Like, you know, if we were watching Nickelodeon, between each commercial, he was putting CNBC on to watch, you know, the ticker tape go through and see where Johnson and Johnson was and where the market was. Because at that point, it's 2:00.
Yep.
You're getting ready to close, and you're curious, you know, how the market did at the end of the day. So every single day, I was just kind of like imprinting in my brain, market's up 200 points, down 300 points. You're learning why, and every single day, I was just learning and learning and learning, and eventually it just kind of becomes an interest to you. When I was younger, my dad was teaching me multiplication through his Foot Locker dividend stocks. I don't even know if Foot Locker's still a publicly traded company.
I don't know.
I don't think they're still a company.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a Foot Locker in the Rockaway
there's a couple
Mall.
Foot Lockers. Yeah, but so he got it and he was like, all right, well, I earned 13 cents a share. I have 10 shares. How much money did I make? And I'm sitting there and, you know, doing it on the calculator, figuring it out with him. And that was kind of my way into learning dividends and stocks and understanding investing. And then freshman year, I had gotten my first job at a Jersey Mike's. And I learned about compound interest and mutual funds and investing. And I was like, well, Dad, I think I want to open one. Like I just got this job. Let's open one. So I started investing like half my paycheck every single, you know, half my paycheck. So half of my monthly income, put it away, close my eyes. And then, you know, senior year of college comes around. I'm like, wow, like, you know, this was pretty cool. And of course, naturally, I opened my first trading account when I turned 18. Robinhood was the big name at the time. Everybody wanted a Robinhood account. What do you call it? AMC, GameStop, that whole, you know, big short squeeze just happened my senior year of high school. So I was even more inclined to go in and, you know, start trading. So I started trading, and similar to Ben, I kind of had some beginner's luck. I mean, every stock that I bought went up.
You could throw a dart
you
at a
could throw
list of stocks at that time
and
make
everything
money.
went up. So eventually I just got hooked. I mean, I was making, you know, maybe like 4% a day. And I was like, Dad, you suck. Like you're looking for, I was like, you look for 10%, 15% a year. Like, what are you wasting your time?
You were probably thinking, I don't even need college. I can
I was
day
just sitting
trade
there.
forever and be
and
a
I was just sitting
billionaire.
there and I was putting money into my Robinhood account, money every single day, until one day it all fell apart.
What was it? What was the stock? What was the trade?
Bohr Financial. Or no, it was Bohr Oil. They were an oil company.
It sounds like an oil company.
Yeah, BORR. Put a lot of money into it, and it went down. Like,
Was it an option?
no, it was
trade?
just
This
an
is
equity.
equities.
It was just a big equities trade. They were on like an earnings. They were supposed to get a big contract. The whole thing fell apart. I lost like 30%. A decent chunk of gains wiped out.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, you know, at that point I was a freshman in college. I think it might have been my second semester of freshman in college, and I was still going. But then that's when I kind of pivoted to like long-term holds and learning about options. And then I didn't really start to trade options. I was, you know, looking for internships, looking for jobs. And at that point, it was just becoming increasingly more difficult to trade.
Yeah.
And then
You found PeakBot.
Yeah, from an email on Easter Sunday. So on Easter Sunday, I guess it was Paige, right? Paige was the one. Yeah, Easter Sunday, Paige sent out an email, and I was actually going to start applying to more internships that night. And I was like, I don't know, like small FDU startup is looking for intern.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it was like automated stock trading. And I was like, well, this kind of solves my problem. And I was looking for more of like a sales intern. I wanted to kind of have that like sales mentality going into any job, because I think that's a very important skill. And I was like, well, this kind of sounds perfect. Like I applied, got it, and I haven't left.
You have not.
Haven't looked back. It was probably the best decision I ever made.
Oh, that's the.
I mean,
nicest thing you've ever said to us in
Easter
person.
Sunday, yeah.
I think it's really important to understand how everybody gets here, and it's going to be difficult to understand like the level of value that you bring to the PeakBot team. You kind of started, threw you into the fire. We knew we needed sales help.
Yeah.
When Thomas started, we had like. I was keeping
we were keeping the sticky notes
with
sticky
tallies of how
notes.
many subscribers we got.
Yeah.
And if we got 5 subscribers that week, we were
pumped.
celebrating and hitting gold.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
That
a
was
lot
crazy.
has happened in the last 3 years. You've come in, and really today your role is a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Of course, we're using AI like crazy in our day-to-day businesses. Claude, GPT, Perplexity. People laugh at GPT. Don't
Yeah.
even say.
Yeah, I can't even use it
ChatGPT
anymore.
No, you
to
get made fun of
somebody.
now.
Yeah.
What are you, like my grandpa?
Yeah.
on
Now ChatGPT is like the Google or
Well,
something. Like
they have that nice little
yeah,
image
their
creator thing or
codex is
whatever.
also really good. Actually, some people are shifting over to GPT.
It's going to be.
I don't know. I'm gonna go. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thomas handles a lot of our AI, within every branch of the business. Customer support.
Yeah,
So
that's
take
number
a second.
one.
Let's talk about why PeakBot's here today, why we have success, why we are the household name for automated trading. It's because we provide excellent customer support, not only to the end user, the retail trader, but also to our partners. That's something you don't find in this industry. Look, let's face it, algo trading, bot trading. Ben, when we started this 7 years ago, we thought we were right on time.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were early, okay? We were really still early. AI helps. Once we famously say we were building AI bots before AI was AI, okay? And it's true. Now that AI is synonymous with automation, all of a sudden people realize, hey, look, okay, Wall Street has been doing this. Hedge funds has been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years, algorithms.
The 70s.
The 70s, man.
Yeah, that was when it first
So
started.
everybody's trading with algorithms except for the everyday retail trader. Lack of access, lack of time, lack of strategy, and a lack of discipline is why retail traders fail. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But Thomas, I just want to say, not only are you in customer support and everything else, but we're qualifying our traders. We have discovery calls. We find it very important to not hand everybody, these retail traders, a loaded gun.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very easy to say, hey, this is a trading bot. It's always going to win. No, it's not.
No.
Bots lose. If you find a bot provider that says their bot doesn't lose, run.
Yeah. Or it just hasn't lost yet. And then
Hasn't lost
it
yet.
hasn't lost yet.
And then you
when
find out it's a martingale.
Yeah. And then your whole account blows up.
We're ex martingale.
Yes.
Like we're against that here in automation. So look, I don't want to bore people with my background, but I'll just give it very, very briefly. If you can't tell, I'm the face of PeakBot.
Should have chose a different face.
So it's not. This is the face we're stuck with. No, but in all seriousness, I have a sales background, B2B and B2C. I come from sports sales. I went to college. I was not a trader, okay? I've been trading since 2016 unsuccessfully, which is why I went to Ben looking for some help. Really, I sold tickets for the University of Maryland, football, basketball, all the good stuff. I then worked for the New York Jets. Ouch. Okay, I know we're pretty close in proximity to the New York Jets practice facility in MetLife Stadium right now. Ouch. Okay, I sold suites for them to partners. Great, Bank of America, Verizon, just doing all the schmoozing, all the networking, all the connecting the dots. That's what I love. That's what I feel like I'm great at and what I bring to the team here. But COVID hit, rocked everybody. By the way, talk about timing. I think more people joined the market in 2020, 2021, more retail traders than any year ever before. I forget the stat, but it was something outrageous. Millions and millions of retail traders flooded to the market. And Ben, at the same time, was starting to build his bots on TradeStation, easy language, right? Low code. Let's just find something were we on TradingView? Or not TradingView, I'm sorry. What was TeamViewer? Remember when we were like getting our desktop to stream to our phone? Because that was the easiest way. We've made it so much easier. You wouldn't believe how simple it is. And if you're watching this and you're interested, just go check out our demo. But look, in COVID, I'm like, let's try this trading thing. I got Robinhood just like you, okay? And I sucked. So bad. And I tried teaching myself on YouTube. Ricky Gutierrez, all these guys, right? These finfluencers. He taught me how to trade. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Ricky. I know you're not watching. But I was like, look, man, I finally got my first big bonus check from the Jets. I never had a commission check. I sold a nice suite. No thanks to Sam Darnold. And I was like, Ben, I got to do something with my money, man. I don't know what to do, but if I keep investing, I'm going to keep losing. Ben's like, I got these bots. I've been building them for myself. Why don't you try them out? We went to the golf course one day, played hooky maybe. I'm not sure if
We
you did.
were at Trump Bedminster.
We were playing a
That's where we
nice
played.
course, and all of a sudden, my phone buzzes, and a trade happened. A trade was executed for me completely hands-free, and it was, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like surreal.
Euphoric.
Yeah.
It was transcending. It was, I'm like, oh, I'm very powerful now. And again, that's the feeling so many retail traders get when you put a bot in their hands, which is great. and dangerous. So what we realized, and Ben, you know, I said, look, I think if we make this easy to use and affordable, generally speaking, and provide people returns, we can sell this, and we can sell it like crazy. We got humbled pretty quickly, right? We didn't realize how hard it was to sell algorithmic trading, automated trading to the everyday retail trader. Such a lack of trust, such a lack of knowledge, which is something we're going to talk about, whether it's in this episode or another one. But Thomas, really quick, I'm going to kick it back to you, and then we'll get into our first spots and how we got started. But tell me and speak freely, just like Ben, why are you here? What's your why? Why do you choose to do this when you can go get a nice job in finance anywhere else? Why PeakBot? Why automated retail trading?
I think helping people is really going to be like the biggest thing, and also just making this generally available for anybody, because I had the problem myself, so I know that I'm not the only one with that same issue. And then also because it's not very easy to find somebody to help you manage your money if you don't have a lot of money, right? Like if you go to a financial advisor and you give them like $1,000, they're not really going to want to talk to you. They're not really going to want to do anything with you. However, and the returns you might get doing it on your own are going to be subpar. But, you know, with PeakBot, you're able to kind of, you know, potentially get that higher return and kind of do it a little bit easier yourself if you're not able to afford somebody to kind of manage your portfolio a little bit. Not saying that we're not managing portfolios whatsoever. No financial advice at all with PeakBot.
We would never.
But there are a lot of resources on our website that can kind of guide you into finding, you know, somebody that might, you know, fit your risk tolerance, whether it's, you know, using a partner bot or using one of our strategies. It completely depends, but just being able to help people solve what many people can't is a kind of a nice feeling every single day versus working on Wall Street and making the big guy richer, right? Like I'm going to sit there and I'm going to stress out every single day if I'm not making $5,000 a minute for, you know, Jamie Dimon versus, you know, trying to help, you know, Joe Schmo off the street grow his portfolio. One kind of comes with a better feeling. So I don't know. I guess there's also that kind of aspect of.
And Thomas, you're on the front lines every day, right?
Every day.
Like when you joined us, yes, you were in sales, and then very well transitioned to customer support, customer success, like we talked about. So you're seeing this on a day-to-day basis, whether it's you or members of your team that are seeing the both the good and bad from our subscribers.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry. No, continue.
Well, I was going to ask, based on this, here's a quick fire question. If you could give one word to the retail trading industry today, what would it be? I have my answer, but I want
one
to
word
hear
of like
one
advice or like
No.
describe
If
it?
you had to describe,
Can't give advice, Thomas.
No advice.
You're right. If I had to describe the retail trading industry,
the scope of how, if you had to give one word for retail trading today, what's that word? Do you want help? You want me to give you mine?
I would say like
one word.
hectic.
Hectic. Okay, I would
say I feel like there's a lot of noise and everybody's telling you what you can do, but you don't know where to start.
Right. Okay.
So it's hectic. Yeah,
One
I would
word.
say hectic.
Ben?
Tempting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Mine is confused.
That's a good one.
Hectic, tempting, and confused. I think it actually does a really
Put
good job.
all of them together, that's retail trading.
That is retail trading.
Angst. Just
like
like
you're anxious. Anxious would have been a good one.
there's so much
Anxiety.
hope. This is more than one word. But there's when a retail trader starts,
Yeah.
it's not because they think they're gonna blow their money. It's
they're
because they think they figured it out.
Yeah, they think they're gonna get rich quick, and then you get humbled real quick.
Very,
very, very quick.
Very quick.
And it can be one trade. One trade could humble you entirely. One trade could wipe out years of gains.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah.
We know that. We've seen that.
Yeah.
Another quick fire question. Now we are talking about advice, okay? Not from us. But what is the best piece of trading and or investing advice you've ever received? Or the worst. We can go best or worst. If the worst advice you've ever received about trading and investing is popping up easier than the best, then let's hit it. And if anybody needs help, I can give you guys What I think.
I've got the worst.
Let's hear
I
the
was
worst
told I was
advice.
told by a financial advisor at Merrill, actually,
Okay.
do not trade options.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And I get why. I get why that was said, but I strongly disagree. And I believe that if you trade options correctly, it's actually a lot safer than just buying and holding.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And options buying is what's more prevalent to that everyday retail trader and what they're seeing on Instagram and TikTok of the lottos and swinging for the fences and putting in 200 to make 2,000.
Yeah.
And that's great, but you got to win. You got to be sniping.
Yeah.
You got to be in the right spot at the right time. I completely agree. Best or worst piece of advice?
Well, I was going to comment back on what you said right there. So I think a lot of people, when they think options, they think 200, 300, 400% gains.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge, huge misconception. Because like you should be okay with a 40% gain, 30% gain, with a 10%
1% gain, all depending upon the...
Even if you're able to make a 2% gain on your option every single day, that's incredible. If you are able to buy a call on Apple every day or buy a put on Apple every day and make 1% to 2% every single day, you will be incredibly rich by the end of the year.
And the problem is people can't because they don't have the time
they don't
or
have
the info.
And
they should get
discipline.
Or the patience.
Or the patience. The patience is a huge, huge aspect
absolutely.
of that.
Do you have a piece of best or worst advice you've ever given? Have ever been given financially?
I don't know if I've ever been given any sort of bad. I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to skip you. You can think about it. Come back to me. Ben, the worst piece of advice he received kind of lines up with the best piece of advice I ever received. I remember when we were, because I was not an options trader, transparently, before PeakBot. Knew about it, never really dove into it myself. And we actually started PeakBot with equities trading, stock trading, just buying and selling stock long.
That's what the initial bots were.
Yeah.
That's where we started, and we're going to dive into that. And quickly, my best piece of advice was trade options, specifically sell them. Right.
Yeah.
When I found out about selling options and whether or not you guys love this next phrase or not, getting paid to trade.
Yeah.
Okay. We're collecting premium, right? We're earning cash just by placing a trade. By the way, we could fight. We can go back and forth. It would be nice to have some back and forth, here in the studio today. That's what gets clipped. So if we want to fight about anything, feel free. But
Dillon's trying to pick a fight right now.
I'll fight with you right now.
What do you want to fight about?
I'll come back to you.
All right.
Let's talk about our first bots. Okay, so timeline for everybody. Okay, 2020, Ben's grinding at his big boy job. I'm grinding at the Jets. Thomas is in middle school or something. We started, it was an idea. We were doing it on our phones from our computers. We needed to keep our computers running all day. That was the first thing. How do we keep our computer on? We need a mouse. We need something that moves our mouse around. Boy, we were trying to do anything to automate trades in 2020.
Yep.
Talk about that a little bit. Okay, so we're going to talk about the first bots and how we were really scrappy. We didn't think we were scrappy at the time. Okay, we thought we were doing everything the way we thought it should be done. But tell us a little bit about you messing around in TradeStation and how we got to, let's call it, our first bot that we launched for somebody to trade.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were just so many unknowns at that time, right? So we thought, at least I thought, it would be as easy as, hey, I'm going to code this in easy language, put it on my TradeStation account, and then bam, I've got a bot. Oh, well, like you just said, you've got to keep this computer, this device that this is running on, running and active. And that's the only way this is going to work. So it's not cloud-based where it can just be continuously active like PeakBot is now.
Right.
So that was a challenge in itself. That's something that was not anticipated at the very beginning. So that was challenge number one. Challenge number two was, okay, well, if I have to keep this device running and connected to the internet all of the time, which we still get that question.
Yeah.
We still get people asking the question of, do I need to keep my computer on? Do I need to stay connected to the internet? So that was the next issue of, okay, well, I've got a device that's going to be running this. What if I'm not at that device and I want to change my settings? Or what if I'm not at that device and I want to just access my account? Because TradeStation, also at that time, I don't know if it's changed, they would only allow you to log into one login or one location at a time, one device at a time. So if you wanted to check your portfolio while you were out, okay, you could do that, but now your bots are shut down. So we had to install TeamViewer, which is a third-party software, of course, to your phone and to your laptop, so that way you can control your desktop from your laptop. And I remember doing that for
Or
a
your
while.
phone, from
Through
your
your
phone.
phone. Yeah,
Yeah,
through
yeah.
your phone. And that was a crazy
Stressful.
experience.
You're zooming in a lot.
You'd have to zoom in, and you don't know if you're going to click the right button or not. So that from that point, it was like, okay, well, if we are going to sell this, we've got to control the user experience. And the bots were only available on the TradeStation app store, so we were limited to just TradeStation. We wanted to expand to other brokers that were more popular. Not all brokers allow this, as we know, and maybe we'll get into that in a little bit, but we don't have to talk about that right now. So when developing in easy language and on TradeStation, they make it very easy to develop equity strategies. And for me, I had generally traded mainly equity strategies up until that point in time. I had dabbled in options, and I didn't really get into options until the whole GameStop AMC boom. And that's when I really started to learn about them. I had traded it beforehand, but just call it cash secured puts, covered calls, stuff like that. So anyways, we had to control the user experience. We had to get off TradeStation. It was too limiting. So we decided we needed to get some tech on board. And that's when we started to build out the very first iterations of PeakBot, the platform. And I don't know, do you remember what it looked like?
I do.
It was just like a black screen.
all very dark.
With a couple of containers with the different bot names. And you would click it and you would just click activate. You'd have to put in the dollar amount that you wanted to trade. And that was it.
I probably have some screenshots of it, actually.
Oh, no, it's on YouTube still, I'm sure. Deep archives of our first platform. But at the time, it was the simplest way you were going to do it. Who else were you going to go to? You know,
have to download something locally then at that point. That's how it all was. Like back to Ben's point of like needing to have your laptop open, needing to have your computer running, needing to always be connected to the Wi-Fi. Like if your Wi-Fi cut out for half a second, you're running a trading bot, that could mean half of your account being blown up. So I mean, it's incredibly convenient now that it's up on a cloud, and it's still hopefully will always be that way.
No, it's only going to get easier. Now, when I say easier, I mean for the end user, right? The people building this. It's 2026, okay? Automated trading and algo providers are still scarce, okay? It's not like there is no household name for automated trading. We're in here trying to tell the story about how we are and will be and will continue to be, because we really focus on what's important. So, Ben, you were talking about how we got started, our equities bots. You said it earlier. In 2020, we were throwing darts at stocks and making money. So we thought we were somebody. We thought, oh, we can buy Apple at X and sell it the next day. Swing trading. To be friendly to people's accounts, no PDT, which is probably another thing we should talk about before we get out of the studio today. The removal of pattern day trading, lowering the barrier tremendously. But anyway, we were trading equities, swing trading, momentum-based strategies. Terrible at naming our bots back then. Momentum was the only one that was half average. You know,
Gap and Go was there too.
Gap and Go, boy, that saw the light of day. A couple people traded that.
Yeah. What else were the other names?
El Capitan.
El Capitan. I remember that one.
Ben, do you remember Hermitage
That
Point?
was Gap and Go. That was the first name for Gap and Go.
Unbelievable. We were like, oh, PeakBot, like a mountain peak. You know, let's name it after landmarks. Mont Blanc, terrible.
Actually, Mont Blanc was the first name for momentum.
You're right. We've done some terrible naming, but look, we started with equities. It was great for about and look, we're all testing. We weren't selling things. We got we were scrappy. We got our closest friends and family together and said, hey, this is going to sound crazy, but we've built an algorithm. Okay, it's a trading bot and it trades for you. Stock trader in your pocket, hands-free trading, and we had that moment when it clicked. We were on the golf course. We were shanking balls left and right, but our bots were trading for us, and that's all that mattered. So we blitzed forward. This was, by the way, side gig. Very much nights and weekends. We started our Instagram page. We got our logo, which about the only thing about PeakBot that hasn't changed is us and the logo.
The logo is, I think about that more often than I should.
You like it or you don't?
No, I like it. I just ultimately when we are the household name for automated trading, to look back and say we paid somebody $5 on Fiverr to make that logo.
Yeah,
that's
and
pretty
it was like
funny.
the second or third iteration. It wasn't. We got it pretty early on. So we had that moment that it clicked, and we realized, okay, there's something here. The gap is here. All right. Retail traders need help. Institutions have been trading with algorithms for decades, but we needed to build that bridge. And that bridge was going to be built if somebody made it easy, affordable, and transparent. So we started just as a bunch of retail traders who wanted to solve our problem. And we didn't have funding. Okay. We're not from the Valley. There's no crazy investors behind this. We bootstrapped.
Oh yeah.
All right. We took out of our own cash, or we took out of our own pockets to try and get this done. And so we started with 2 years of beta testing. Okay. We did not rush into this. Okay. This is people's money. When we talked about giving this to our friends and family, they were the only people who'd listen. But at the same time, I'll tell you today, with PeakBot, as successful it is, with thousands of traders on the platform, 20 plus partners, my best friends still don't have PeakBot. Okay. And I don't mind saying that because this is a serious matter. This is people's hard-earned money. You don't want somebody coming in and having a bad trade and saying,
I think there's also some bias with our friends because they know who we were growing up. You know,
how could are they really pulling this off? That's what their feeling is.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry, but or maybe don't continue.
No, you were the one talking, so you continue.
All right, cut that. So we started with equities. We gave it to as many people. We had our power users. Okay. Shout out Matt Fisher.
Oh, hey,
Matt Fisher. I know you're going to see this.
Who?
Benny Caparelli. Okay.
Kevin Stitcher.
Kevin Stitcher.
Who
these
else?
people were early users, early adapters. I always get that wrong. Early adopters.
Our buddy Austin. Shout out
Austin
Brown.
Brown got started, exited pretty quickly.
So but Austin's a cool story. So he just really wanted to help us out.
Yeah.
I told him he needed a separate laptop, so he went out and bought a broken laptop where you had to punch the screen just to get it to show. So he got a laptop that did that. And he just left it running in the corner of his living room all the time.
Yeah, God.
He didn't understand what was happening. He just wanted to be helpful.
Yeah.
He also didn't understand that in order to be helpful, he had to understand and give us feedback. So he just kind of had it running in his living room on a broken laptop, not knowing what was going on.
Oh, good friend. Good friend, Austin. So really quick, we're going to talk about our pivot and how we needed to get away from equities trading because COVID and all the rally and the Fed pumping everything up ended.
Well, there was a dip in the market in 2022.
Yeah,
22 is when we
pullback.
started switching things up
Yep.
because we were just long on equities. That wasn't fun for a good period of time. There were a few months where we were just getting beat up.
Yep.
And we had an advisor, at the time, a friend of the program and still a friend of the program who came to us, a former Wall Street trader, market maker. Don't quote me on all those things, but been around, has a good name. He came to us and said, "Hey guys, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Can you just start selling options? Make that automated. That's what the retail trader needs. Even still today. I bet if you looked at the search volume for options buying, trading, options selling, low. People don't want to talk about it selling options.
It's not sexy because you're not going to show a 500% gainer.
No.
Even though every trade's technically, if you win 100% gain,
Right.
technically.
Yeah, because you
every
put it
time,
out.
yeah, if you collect the premium, you collect 100% of that premium. That's 100% win.
Absolutely.
It's just not taking your money from it's not taking your money from 300 to 1,200.
No. And
That's the thing.
the thing was for options, you still get this today. When you try to explain to somebody, we're risking $1,000 to make 150. They're like, what?
Yeah.
I want to risk 150 to make 1,000.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're like, I
Yeah.
get it. We
Yeah.
all would love it to be that easy, but it's not.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Well, why can't you?" And I said, "Well, if I could, or why can't you?" Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't 10x my money every trade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Off the top here, another question that we get from the beginning, not from the beginning, but when we started having success, when we started coming into this options game, and we're going to talk more about that. But people asked us in the chat support and emails on phone calls, oh yeah, if it's so good, why are you guys selling it?
Yeah.
Right? And we kind of already talked about our why, but I don't want to spend too much time on it, but what a wild question and a tough one to answer because you know almost regardless of what you say, if they're asking that question, they're not going to believe you.
Right.
But that's like saying, I don't know, I'm a decent person.
Yeah.
I'd like to work on a bigger picture and fix a real problem.
Yeah, it's like asking Apple why'd they sell a computer when they can go build all the computers and build all the codes and build all the websites and build everything. Like, why sell it?
It's
like, why
it's a
give
great point.
people the opportunity to make money?
I think
you know what I mean?
From our perspective too, like we said this at the very beginning, we're not industry guys, meaning financial industry guys. So part of it is also like we just don't want to we don't want to be involved in the creation of a fund management,
No.
so on and so forth. Also, the strategies that we're trading because of liquidity constraints would not necessarily perform that well when there are too many people or too many contracts traded at the same time. That's why we have limits on the amount of contract that somebody can trade with our automations. Eventually, there will be a cap.
Yeah.
And you can only trade so many dollars. And that amount of dollars isn't too high per strategy to where it makes sense to form an entire fund off of it.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta put limiters on these retail traders, because what happens is, and I keep saying we're going to talk about our options pivot. Maybe we just do, but specifically with options and the way we're trading them, a lot of 1 DTE, 0 DTE stuff. When these bots get hot, and we've got our own that have been crushing it as of late. Shout out King AI and King AI Turbo and everybody involved on our team who beat that or built that and built it up to what it is today. Let's talk about options. Okay, so we say let's get into it. Our first option strategy, go.
Wheel.
Thomas takes it.
Yeah.
That wasn't
I
prepped.
beat you on that
That
one.
was
I'm just a slower
Oh,
person.
it
in
wasn't the
general.
wheel?
No, it was right. I said I didn't prep you guys for that. That was a raw, real
yeah.
interaction there. Okay, so we're about a year and a half into beta.
Yeah.
We had our highs, we had our lows with equities. Former Wall Street trader advises us, let's take this shift. Why option selling over anything
I'm
else?
going to correct you. We did the wheel. We started the wheel before
Prior?
Yes.
Was
That-
the wheel your idea?
that.
Whose idea was us automating the wheel?
What?
Whose idea was it to start the wheel? Was it you?
It was our idea. Yeah. I was going to say it was the credit spread and the vertical wheel, which was an
Protecting it.
adaptation. Yeah, protecting it and using less capital.
Understood. So let's talk about that then. All right. So let's talk about, and we'll want to spend more time on the bots that are, having success today, but the wheel strategy. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's an option selling strategy built to collect premium on stocks that you're comfortable owning or bullish about in the long term. Okay. You're not doing this on GameStop, not financial. You do whatever you want. But the idea is this is a strategy, it's an investment style strategy. Although the vehicle is short-term trading, we happen to do a weekly wheel, okay, Monday to Friday. We like that sweet spot. But Ben, let's talk a little bit about our first wheel strategy, what we would refer to as the naked wheel or the unhedged wheel.
Yep.
Fantastic strategy. A lot of big money accounts are using this, but to the retail trader, there's upsides and there's downsides. Why don't, and the collective, talk about the ups and the downs of the wheel, and we can talk about how we transitioned it and why it's still available today. Go ahead, Ben.
So let's just start off with the basics of how we trade our wheel. So Dillon, you said it's a weekly wheel. There's weekly wheels, there are monthly wheels, quarterly wheels, maybe even annual wheels.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever you
not
want.
sure if anybody's doing that. That's a big wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big wheel.
But what you do every week is you select the stocks that you think are going to increase in value for that particular week. Again, because we're doing weekly wheels. So on a Monday, we would go through a watch list. We'd say, I think, XYZ stocks are going to go up this week. The bot is then going to sell a cash secured put.
Yep.
Now, what that means is you're going to sell a put, which is a contract. And if that put expires in the money, you're going to be forced to buy all of the shares associated with that contract. And now there are 100 shares per contract.
Yep.
So if you were trading, let's say, Apple, and Apple's trading around, I don't know, $200 today.
Like that.
So if you were trading one contract on Apple and you got assigned shares, again, one contract is 100 shares. You need to have $20,000 in your account to buy those shares. And then after you bought those shares at whatever the strike price of your contract was, the bot would then pick up that, hey, this account now owns shares. It's going to start selling a covered call. So both of those strategies were strategies that I personally had traded beforehand.
Great strategies.
Because the whole theory, the whole idea behind the cash secured put is, hey, buy stocks you like at a price cheaper than what they're at now. Buy them at a discount and even get paid while you're waiting for that stock to come down to that price.
It's basically a good limit order. It's a limit buy order.
Yeah, and you get paid to place it, which is really cool.
I like that you're saying that.
And then when you own the shares, it's the exact opposite. You sell a call against them. So if price continues up, you're going to be forced to sell those shares at whatever the strike price was of that call contract that you had sold. So you just kind of do that over and over and over because the cash secured put can get shares into your account, and then the covered call can take shares out of your account. So you just do that over and over. You're collecting premium. You're getting paid to trade, like you said before, during that entire time period. And if you're trading assets that you truly believe in, at companies that you truly believe in, it's tough to lose.
Yeah.
It's tough to lose on that strategy.
Yep. The worst case scenario is you hold your stock. You hold it for a while, but that's not a problem. You believe in this stock. You have it at a discount. This is a great thing to have. And when we started, we did it, for those of you who are familiar with options Greeks, and the deltas right around the 25 delta. All right. Closest to without going over the 25 delta. That meant it gave us about a 75% chance, statistically speaking. That's why we love options trading. It's
option selling.
Option selling specifically. Selling. You're right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That
was there we go.
Where was I?
What?
Oh, 75% chance. You go into every week understanding statistically speaking, we got about a 3/4 chance of winning this trade. And if it goes bad, my consolation prize is 100 shares of my favorite stock at a discount. Yeah. I like to call it collecting rent. Yeah. That's what this is. You're trading the wheel on a stock that you would consider beachfront property. We've got a beautiful rental place, we got a beautiful property on the beach and we're renting it out, Airbnb, long-term, whatever it is. We know we're going to collect that rent every week. Okay. Now we're going to have losses. AC unit's going to break. Dishwasher's going to get some drunk idiot's going to punch a hole in your wall. Thomas, you probably know a few of those guys.
Couple of them.
And you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have to spend your money. You're going to have losses. But we know if we keep collecting that rent every single week over time, over months, years, this starts to become a very, very powerful investment strategy. Our data shows our wheelers who've been with us for years.
The first year we ran it, that's what you're talking about, right?
30% average, 32% average.
33% average annual return the first year that this wheel strategy was in play.
Naked. We were unprotected. We were not credit spreads.
And I think it was 83% of people trading and using that strategy were profitable that year. That's incredible. So when we're thinking about our why, right, and bringing automation and hopefully success to retail, that was really, really awesome to look back and see, like, first year of launching that. And then there have been adaptations. But before we get into the adaptations, I want to address something that you said, Dillon. Not scary. But earlier you said, and this code goes into deltas and percentage of probability and all that.
That's okay.
Earlier you said, I'm risking $1,000 to win 150. And that does sound like a terrible proposition. Now, the part that you left out of that statement is we're doing that on a very high probability trade.
Correct.
So with the wheel, where we're trading the 25 deltas, there's a 75% statistical probability that we are going to win that trade. So on a trade like 1,000 to make 150, the probability there is between 90 and 95% chance of winning.
Right.
And that's what gives us our statistical edge.
Yep.
I just wanted to address that because I'm a numbers guy, the nerd here. And anybody watching this that was hanging on to that comment, hopefully it makes sense now.
Yeah. Nice. Well, it's important. It's important to mention. And our transition, if I cut you off, just jump in.
Go.
Our transition from the wheel to the vertical wheel. And if you're asking, like, hey, why are we spending time on this strategy? It's the OG. It's the old reliable. I'd seriously tell if I tell people, if you did nothing, not financial advice, but if our traders did nothing but trade the wheel
on stocks they like,
for years, and they did nothing on stocks they like. There's a list of 10 to select from, all ETFs and index funds. That's part of the updates we're making. And I think it's a really important thing to mention. We'll clip this. If you're gonna automate with an algo provider, okay, if you're gonna jump into automated trading, make sure that your provider is updating their strategies. Yes. Bots don't last forever. Bots have a shelf life, and they don't win 100% of the time. No. Okay, if you have a strategy that lasts 3 months without making an update to the code, we go out, we celebrate. Yeah. Okay, let alone 3 years. The wheel's up and running over 3 years now, but that's with no lack of effort. A lot of TLC goes into those bots. We've made 5 updates, including, and we're gonna fly through this, but now we have our vertical wheel, credit spreads. It's still weekly, but we've made adjustments to where if you do get assigned your shares, that price in which you're assigned at is now going to be the price in which the call is being sold for the following week, which means we're just trying to net even on these shares because we're collecting our rent. We're winners if we break even on the shares. So that's happening. We've shrunk the watch list for good reason. the famous upstart story. Okay, people are trading the wheel through earnings reports. To each their own, not necessarily making much sense. Well, as option sellers, we sacrifice a lot of the upside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are we going to go trade through an earnings report? You know, there's no upside. We're only making as much as we were going to make, yet we can lose a lot more if we got assigned and end up holding it. So we shrunk this list down to 10 ETFs and index funds in which you can trade. SPY, QQQ, IWM, TQs, my personal favorite because it's more affordable for smaller accounts. So a fantastic automated strategy. Our best strategies are the simplest ones. Okay? The strategies that last the longest are the simplest strategies, because when you start to build these highly complex trading strategies with all of these technical indicators, it starts to feel like a 50-leg parlay, we say, right? So many things got to go right. At the end of the day, this is data. Okay, why PeakBot's good is because we execute clean and we execute fast. And that's partly because of our brokers, in which we have not mentioned. Let's take a second to talk about how we even do this and why it's secure. We do this by being commercial developers with major U.S. brokers, U.S. regulated brokers. Charles Schwab, which of course is Thinkorswim, Tasty Trade, Tradier, and now we're into the futures game. So we're on Tradeovate, NinjaTrader, and so many more brokers to come. That's our game. We want to give this in the hands of as many people as possible. If you have one of those broker accounts, you can automate with PeakBot. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about our bots that are crushing it today, including the wheel. All right, and then we'll transition into the bigger picture. Thomas, I hope people can zoom in on Thomas doing this throughout the whole show. Show people what you're doing. You're flexing your entire hands. It's stressing me out.
I'm just trying to stretch out a little bit.
All right, well, do it under the table, dude. Just messing with you, Thomas. Now you're going to be thinking about that the whole rest of the show, which kind of gives me some enjoyment. All right, so we transitioned. Wheel. That was great. Traders were happy. Naturally, retail traders always want more. And now. And money, give me the risk, So we needed to get more active. All right, Thomas, I'm going to hand it to you. We're going to talk about the King family. Okay, we're going to talk about iron condor strategies. Terrible name for a trading strategy. Traders shouldn't be available to name their own strategies. Iron condor, what a terrible name. Tell us a little bit about what an iron condor is, and then we'll talk about how we automated it. But give it in like you were explaining it to me.
So an iron condor is a strategy where you make money if the price stays within a certain range.
That's very good right there.
That was really good. So you want price to stay above a certain number and below a certain number, selling the option to collect the premium. So let's just say $100 stock, say you sell a weekly expiring contract, you want it to stay below 110 and above 90. If at market close at that Friday of the weekly expiring contract, you're at $91.50, you're good. If you're at $90.01, you're still good. You just have to finish out of the money, right? So you can give yourself a lot of breathing room, and you might collect, just say, $100. You might collect $100 on both sides of the condor. You're risking maybe, let's just say, $1,000 to risk 100 for your bet on the price to stay within a certain range in the given period of time. And your goal is for the options to expire out of the money. Of course, there's plenty of other options like times of decay and tons of Greeks, which we don't have to get into. You could take profit. That's another option as well. That's another possible trading strategy if you just want to take profit at 50%, open it again, roll it, whatever it may be. There's tons of different things, tons of different versatilities with an iron condor. If it, one side gets breached, you could turn it into a fly. There's so many different ways that you could manage in and out of that condor to kind of give yourself more ways to make money, because it's options alchemy. That's kind of like the big word for it.
We're scientists. We're cooking in the lab.
Yeah, you basically are. We're cooking over there.
So we're cooking. We've got motion, as the kids would say. So it's a neutral range-bound strategy, right? As Thomas said, we make money if we stay in between these two prices. Ben, I'm going to kick it to you to talk about specifically what we're doing with our iron condor strategies. And we've got multiple bots because they've had multiple adaptations and they've taken on a life of their own. And we've got 3 very profitable iron condor strategies on SPX. Talk to us a little bit more about it and why it's working.
Yeah, so I think one of the big things we wanted to do with these adaptations were cut down the overall exposure that we have in the market. So we are specifically focusing on 1 day till expiration, 1 DTE. And that's limiting our risk to only 1 overnight, which we know especially today,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
overnight moves could be huge depending on political news, economic news. You could see some really big swings that could blow up your position because, as Thomas said, iron condors, we want to stay within a range. We want to finish within a range. So it's the 1 day till expiration aspect that at least makes me feel safe about this strategy, right?
Yep.
There's defined loss, right? So going into any position, we know what our total loss potential is, and we know that it's not going to be any more than that. So in terms of working that into your own risk management and your own portfolio and what you are comfortable with as an individual trader, it's very nice knowing what you could lose before you even make a trade.
Yep.
And then you also have an idea of what you can win. So why this is working now? Well, we started off, we'll call it the King family, with our King Condor strategy, which shout out to our buddies over at Option Omega. You guys have a great backtesting software. We use that as a basis of a lot of our strategies. And then we'll take data from that and move off of the backtesting software, do some more sophisticated stuff on our own. But the basis of King Condor was formed on Option Omega. And it was a lot of trial and error, but we found a really good formula that balanced the average win with the average loss and pair that with the average win rate. Now, the average win rate on King Condor is just over 50%. So like we were saying before, your bot's not always going to win. In fact, this one is only going to win half the time.
Yep.
But the important thing is wins are worth much more than losses are. And that's, again, the statistical edge over time. Now, from that, we got feedback because this guy right here is always listening to our subscribers. And the feedback was, hey, this is a good strategy, but like, hey, if I started at the wrong time, I could hit like 3 or 4 losses in a row before I hit a win streak.
Yeah.
And, you know, at that point, you just lose all confidence in that bot and you don't want to do this anymore. So we said, okay, we need a strategy with a higher win rate. So we went back to the drawing board and we, again, a lot of trial and error. We came up with some good strategies, but ultimately, you know, we decided, hey, we should probably incorporate some machine learning models here. This seems like a good use case. Like we've got good back-tested results for these adaptations. However, machine learning and AI could take this to the next level. And that's what we did for King AI. And what King AI is doing is at the time of entry, it's analyzing over 300 different data points and then making a decision on what delta to trade that particular position. And the call side and the put side are independent of each other, so they could be placed at different spots. Now, that is ultimately done to give us the highest probability of, again, finishing out of the money, staying within a range, and winning that trade, taking all that premium home for ourselves, and then rinsing and repeating the next day. Now, that was great. It still is great. That bot has been crushing it. Again, listening to the feedback of our subscribers. Our subscribers are like, okay, cool. I like how much we're winning, but I want to win big.
Yeah.
I want to win bigger here.
Yeah.
And you're never going to make everybody happy. But we said, okay, let's go back. Let's retrain our model, our AI model, to make a little bit more, get a little bit more aggressive on some days, earn a little bit more premium, because the average win on King AI is about 150 to 180 bucks, call it. We came out with a more aggressive version. We dialed up that machine learning model, and now we call it King AI Turbo. It's turbo mode, right? So it's more risky. You're going to win less, but the average win is about 300 to 350
sometimes.
Okay.
250 to 300.
Okay, 250 to 300. So you're winning more. So that's hopefully quenching the desire to win more per trade.
But you're losing more. So
Win
you're
rate,
losing
win
more
rate
often.
dips a little bit.
So
From
your win
90
rate
to
comes down
80%.
From 90 to 80. So it's around 94 to 80.
Yeah.
You know, you can lose more, but your losses can be made up quicker. Well, you lose less on your losses, you make more on your wins, and it's just, again, trading it over time.
Yeah.
Letting your gains outpace your losses.
So I think it's important that people understand the real results behind these strategies. King AI, our 1DTE Iron Condor strategy, has been live since September 17th of 2025. So call it 7 months now. Okay, it's taken close to, I think it's over 70 trades. Ben might even pull up the live results right now and get it for me. But I believe King AI is up about 145, 150% return. It uses $2,000 in cash to trade. It's a $10 wide iron condor, so it's $1,000 per trade, but it can be in today's trade and tomorrow's trade at the same exact time. So we say $2,000 in cash is what's needed to trade. Now, that bot, 1 unit of the strategy, has returned $2,780. Okay, we even have that up on the screen. Maybe it can be seen. If not, it's going to be available to you whenever you are looking at this. The bot is up 2,000. Let's see how big you can make that.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest I can
And by the
make.
way, the total return is based on a $10,000 cash portfolio. You're actually only using $2,000 cash on cash. So when I say the bot's up over 150%, that's nearly 200%. We got a nice win. Was that expiring yesterday? $155 fully automated?
That was
2 days ago?
Monday.
Monday.
You guys could have just
expiration.
gone with it.
Yeah, we
you
could
know,
have,
They don't know
but,
when we're recording
You know,
this.
we're honest people here.
That's good, to a fault. So the bot's up nearly $2,800, only using $2,000 per unit. Now, these guys behind the cameras here in the studio, at first they're confused. I can tell they're excited. They want this, and they'll be walking away with free PeakBot as we leave here today if they're interested. But anyway, my point is King AI is up almost up 200% in 6 months cash on cash. King AI Turbo, any guesses? I believe it's up over $3,000 unless there was a loss yesterday or the day before, which I'm not
There was a
thinking
win.
of.
There was a win.
So another win. So that bot's up
Over 3,500.
yeah, so
something
the
like
bot's
that.
crushing it.
Yeah.
Both of them are. I just wanted to make sure I said that directly to the camera so we can clip that after this. But our 1DTE automated iron condor strategies are fantastic, and you're going to want to give them a try. Now, how are we on time? Okay, we're doing okay. Let's talk a little bit about the transition now. PeakBot has become PeakBot.
Yeah.
We're feeling ourselves, okay? And for good reason. We've earned it, right?
Yeah.
We've worked really hard to get to this place. We know what's important. We know it needs to be easy. We know they need to feel supported. Results.
Yeah.
If you don't have results, we're not going to work with you. And what I mean by that is not only does PeakBot have our own strategies, option strategies. You feeling all right, Thomas?
Yeah.
Not only does PeakBot have our own option strategies, but we now have a marketplace. You guys are saying that while I'm doing this. This is the important. PeakBot not only has our own automated strategies, okay, 6, 7 now available to the everyday retail trader. You get them all together. But we've got a marketplace of partners, all right? PeakBot is now the marketplace for automated trading. We work with over 20 different lead traders, pro traders. These can be big companies all the way down to individual Discord alert providers and educators. Let's talk about this pivot, okay? And we'll have something up on the screen here now and later. So we stopped chasing these shiny strategies that everybody thinks they can build and have an edge on already. We can, and we have, but we know what we learned is it takes a lot of time to make sure these bots are constantly winning and matching with market conditions. So what we decided to do, this was over 3 years ago now. We signed our first automated trading partner 2 years ago, and this was at the time we're still building custom algorithms for partners, custom bots, and which is fantastic. We've had a number of very successful custom algos for our partners, but we learned, Tom, you go ahead, collect yourself, partner. So we pivoted. So late 2023, we noticed something. We noticed that. Let's say it, guys. We're not great at marketing ourselves. No. Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing okay on this podcast here today, but we're not great at
We're not
marketing.
great online marketers.
Yeah.
We're
And that's
not great at running ads. We're not great at making that flashy content that's going to get you to click the funnel.
Exactly.
And part of it comes down to the honesty.
I was gonna mention that. You go for it.
Yeah, like if we sit there and we say, "Oh, this bot's up 200% in the last 7 months," like that's going to get all the clicks, but we know that, they might start on a loss, they might not have the best feeling, the best experience right away. And it would hurt us like emotionally, I guess. Like it would almost make us feel bad about it.
Well, yeah, you're all in.
Yeah, I don't like it gets to a point of like, what if something goes wrong? What if they do lose? What if something is bad? And then, they ended up they end up losing.
Yeah.
And now you feel bad. And now you're sitting there and you're like, well, I told these people that they'd be up 200% with their
don't wanna feel
retirement money.
personally
Yeah, you don't want to feel
liable.
personally liable for these people.
So what do we do?
Yeah.
We put it on our trusted partners, right? We said,
Yeah.
and you're right. And seriously, you are right. It's so much work as a team to constantly keep winning strategies going. And if that's the case, then we wanted to find a way to get with people who are great marketers, who do have the trust already built, who've already monetized their audience.
Yeah.
Okay, they're paying for your education, they're paying for your alerts, but what they should be paying for is to automate your trades. So we decided we have strategies, but we have got other traders out here who are very good marketers, have legitimate results. That's the only. We're not going to work with you.
And not only the results, but the following. That the people trust them. The people know that what they're going to put out is a high chance of winning and a high chance of success. They're like, I want to take that trade.
I'd say that's our main reason that we can't market the way that we would love to market, because it goes back to the honesty, right? Like we're going to be honest about our results, and we're not going to be, wishy-washy like other people that are successful in the space are.
Yep.
And it also goes back to that trust factor.
Yeah.
We haven't been around long enough, or we haven't at the time we decided to build the marketplace. We hadn't been around long enough for people to actually trust us. And that's a huge factor when it comes to selling bot subscriptions.
So what we realized was, hey, we've got easy. Well, you had to start that. You had to do the hands right. When we
Yeah, I
started
just had
recording.
to. Yeah, because now I had to get you.
So it worked. So what we realized was PeakBot has the technology. We have the easy to use platform. It's super simple. Connect your broker, activate your bot and or partner, select your budget, and you're done. Hands-free trading, go to work, go pick up your kids from school, go have lunch. What are you getting for lunch today?
Ruts
Hut?
Hut.
Hot dog? You're a big hot dog guy?
Yeah. Yellow mustard, not brown. Not a big fan of brown mustard.
You think you know a guy?
You like brown mustard over yellow?
I hate all mustard.
Spicy brown,
I don't
nice
love spicy
relish.
brown.
No,
I like relish.
good
I'm not a
crisp
big
hot
fan of-
dog.
Yeah.
Not a
Get
mustard
hungry.
guy.
Really?
Yeah.
You get ketchup on a hot dog?
Oh yeah, and I can't put it on. I have to dip it.
Psycho.
That's
I want to.
that's
Psycho.
I want to
crazy.
dip it in the ketchup.
All right, let's wrap
Yeah,
this
let's
up.
continue. I don't know if I want to hear that
But
anymore.
what
That's
what people
psychotic.
want to hear about. So look, we realize we have the easy technology. We realize there's fantastic traders out there who are selling their education, selling their time, selling their trade alerts when the execution gap was still the real problem.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be the best educator with the best students and send the best trade alerts, and it doesn't mean anything. What are you supposed to do? How is the everyday person supposed to track your Discord alert while they're at work? They're either going to suck at their job, or they're going to suck at trading, or they're going to suck at both. Unfortunately, a lot of people suck at both. So we said, hey, let's automate here. What we did was we white labeled our platform. Okay, full white label. We now work with partners, and this is your invite if you're a lead trader leading a community, to understand that we make this incredibly simple for you to come in, put your own branding on a platform. We're giving you a new business. You have your own automated trading platform. It's super simple to use. The front end is there. Your experience as the lead trader, our partners, nothing changes.
Yeah.
Have a brokerage account with one of the integrations that we're live on, and you place your trade, and that's it. Okay. That is now, I guess we didn't even say this. Let's say this. PeakBot now is the household name for copy trading. Okay. We are the marketplace. If you want to be copy traded, you're going to work with PeakBot because we're fast, we're clean, we're transparent, and we have the best revenue share in the game. I'm going to just say that.
We're paying
people out a lot of money.
We're paying
every
traders out 20, 30 grand plus
every month.
Every month.
Every
I
month.
mean, our lowest partners maybe making $5,000.
$5,000, and that's an individual trader of a community.
That had a community of what, 30, 40 people?
It
30
doesn't
people
take-
that were paying them for education are now following his trades. They paid for his education to learn to trade like him. They might as well take his trades.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, that's might as well what they should do.
And why this is working right now is because it's so easy for us to go to these traders, successful traders, and say, hey, I'm not even asking. I'm telling you. I know your traders are asking for automation. But these partners, these traders, they don't have answers.
No.
There's a couple. Okay, you can go automate your trades somewhere, but you're not going to feel very good about it. It's probably going to be a clunky process. It's probably going to be
Probably not up in a cloud. It's
unofficial,
probably-
not up in a cloud. Okay, there's other good platforms out there, but what we really said was, hey, let's generate and we're talking to the partners now, but let's generate you new recurring revenue with a very fair revenue share. We're going to provide you your own platform. We're going to provide you your back end, a dashboard that sees exactly every trader that's coming in, how much they're paying, how much you're owed, what you're making every month, active subscribers. We provide all of that to you. You just keep trading. And by the way, the lead traders need to takes some go, right? You got to have some confidence to come in and say, hey, my community is going to win and lose with me.
Yeah.
And if you can keep trading and keep bringing in results,
Yeah.
it's a win-win-win. All right. Automating with PeakBot and copy trading with our partners is a win-win-win. The retail trader wins, the partner wins, and PeakBot wins. Okay. That's why we're in this business. That's our why. We can grow a marketplace of trusted traders with verified results and say, hey, you, the everyday trader, if you've got X amount of cash in this brokerage account, you can come in, set this up, set it, forget it, and trade completely hands-free. So I think we should maybe take a second to highlight at this time some of our great partners that we work with who have been absolutely crushing it. And you'll get the results. It's very widely available on our website. But traders and partners like Bull Trade Finder. Small account friendly, 5K, up like 120% since November. It's May. It's not even May. It's April.
October. Late October.
So absolutely crushing it. 90% win rate. Trade with Maya. Crushing it. Newer partner coming in and crushing it. We've got Unstoppable Trading. We've got Uncommon Trading. All of our partners, we've got 20 plus partners now that you can come to our website and say, hey, this is the type of trading it is. This is how much cash you need, and get started. All right, I've been hogging the mic. Talk to me, guys, about why you love this pivot for PeakBot and why this is so important to be doing now for everybody involved.
Well, I'll start us off, and Thomas, you could throw in after your comments. I like this pivot because, and I don't think I would call it necessarily a pivot, but it's, we're expanding our horizons here. We're broadening our offerings that we're bringing to retail traders, because I think about it like this, and this is how I think about it. We're one team. We've got a bunch of people doing a bunch of different things. We're providing strategies at a certain rate. There's only so much we can possibly do and provide to the retail trader. When we bring in all of these external traders, these professional traders, these finfluencers, right? They are bringing in their own strategies, giving even more of a variety and more of an opportunity for somebody to come to PeakBot and say, hey, I really like the way that guy is trading right there. I want to trade just like that. And then they sign up for that subscription. So it doesn't have to be a PeakBot bot that you're using. It could be, I like the way that this woman is trading over here, and I'm going to follow every trade that she makes, and I want her trades in my account.
Yep. It's we've really turned what could be a 6-figure infrastructure problem. People want, of course, these finfluencers want automated trade. Of course they want it. But if you're going to build it, since there's not many trusted providers, your only option is build it yourself. You're going to spend easily 6 figures to build an infrastructure that can even float in this space, let alone be successful. We turned a 6-figure infrastructure problem into a 1-week onboarding.
That's insane when you say it like that.
Right? Instead of having to say, hey, look, I would love to automate my trades. I'd love for you guys to do it with me, but I don't have the cash or the time to do it right now. Yeah, you do. Get on a phone with PeakBot. What's our quickest? I mean, we went and met somebody for coffee, and that day we showed them a demo with their own platform.
Their whole logo, their whole website, everything. Couple hours built.
Yeah, we flipped this quick.
I placed it, we set my account as a lead trader. We met them for coffee in Hoboken. I placed the trade. Dillon got in his account, and that was it.
Jaws dropped.
Yeah, jaws were dropped. They were done through He was like less than 2 seconds. We got the trade. Yeah, Cassava Sciences. I bought 1 share of it. That was
Cassava Sciences. You still holding it?
Ticker SAVA.
Is it in your account? No, I sold it in my account.
Okay.
I should have kept it.
So yeah, look, that's the idea here. Automated trading is the future of retail trading, and the future's now. Okay. Adapt or die. We say this all the time. In the next 2 or 3 years, everybody's going to have a stock trader in their pocket. Okay. And what we want to do is provide you, the everyday retail trader, the opportunity to come in, find something that you like. We're not telling you what to do. We can't tell you what to do, but we can provide you with information. We can provide you with trust, and we can provide you with results. So that's what PeakBot does with our partners and our own bots. Come and check us out. Guys, before we wrap up this episode, any questions, comments, anything we want to get in there before we wrap?
I mean, it comes down to trust, and
Yeah.
I do firmly believe that PeakBot is the most trustworthy brand in this space. And I'm looking forward to the next episode where we talk about the evolution of the alert, right? And how it makes even more sense if you are an alert provider to work with us and our marketplace. So we'll cover all the highlights there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, fellas, thanks for joining us on this episode. Thank you to the listeners. And for anybody who's curious about automated trading, head on over to our website, peakbot.com, open up a chat. You'll probably talk with Thomas or somebody on his team, and we're here to help. Thank you so much. And as always, we'll see you at the peak. Take care.